كل سنة وحضراتكم طيبين. Happy returns. Today we are celebrating with the feast of Saint Samuel the Confessor, also Father, the ascetic Father Abuna Justus El Antoni, also the martyrdom of Saint Barbara and Juliana, also the commemoration of the Pope Bariclaus, the Pope number 13, and the martyrdom of Saint Ethi and Tekla, his sister. Thank God, because all the time God let us commemorate with the life of the saint, because it is a sign of our life to direct us which direction should we go, to right or to left, what is the straight path which we are going. So we thank Lord for the life of the saint. Amba Samuel. Father Amba Samuel is the fruit of the prayers. His father and his mother stayed for a long time, they don't have a child. It reminds me with the story which we talked about it yesterday, Zachariah and Elizabeth. Elizabeth, she was barren and they stayed long time, they don't have a children. And the Lord, he said, both of them, they were righteous before God. And the father and the mother of Amba Samuel, they were righteous before God. But unfortunately, they don't have any child. Amba Samuel, he is one of the ascetic father. He born at the year 597 in a city of Ishpin el-Kum, Melig al-Nasara, el-Munufiyya. But as we mentioned, that his father and the mother, they don't have any child. His father, his name Silas. Silas, he was a priest of this city, and he was from very wealthy, rich family. So Silas and his wife, they are very rich people. And when they used to pray to God, they become old in their age, where they pray to God, and God granted them a child. They call him Samuel. So after that, he grew up, and Samuel, when he grew up in a spiritual life, and at the age when he was about 12 years old, they ordained him as a deacon, agnostos. So agnostos, that's mean he have to read the gospel. They know the meaning, the gospel, and they have to exhort the people, and they have to explain the Bible and teach the people. So he grew up, and when he was 18 years old, they ordained him as agnostos. Abu, his father, his name is Silas, and he was the priest of this country. But his house, it was divided for a few sections. One section for the family, and the other section for the guest, to guest the people. They have a big suite for the people, the stranger, so they can host it any other people from outside of the country, or the poor and the needy of the city itself. Also, they have a big place for, it's like a small hospital for the sick people. So the house is always open for the poor and the needy. The house, it's the church. All the time they are praying and serve the other poor and the needy. That is the climate which Saint Samuel, he grew up. He grew up with pity, father and mother, and they learn all the virtue from his father and his mother. from his early age, he used to fast, abstain of food for late hours. So that's what he learned from his parents. So number one, the house is the factory to produce to us as a saints. So I'm begging you to invest in your children, not to invest just to save portion of money that your children they inherited. Invest your people to love God. Teach them how to live the godly life. You concern about how they are educated and they have a few degrees, but you don't know about that you teach them that how to be a saint, to live the sanctity life. When he became 18 years old, his father and mother, they forced him to get married, but Amba Samuel said, listen, I consecrate my life to God. I would like to live the life of celibacy. So I would like to consecrate my life to God. And they keep forcing him day after day. He told them, listen, if you force me again, I will leave the house, and you don't know where I'm going to. So Saint Samuel, he consecrated his life to God. And when he was 18 years old, his mother, she died. She died, his mother. And after his mother, she died, his father, he concerned to brought him in a good and spiritual way. And he taught him all the books of the church, all the hymns, invest all his life to teach his child how to be a holy and saintly person. Saint Samuel, he grows up in a spiritual life, and when his mother, she died, and when he reached the year 22 years old, his father died, and he inherited from all his father and his mother a portion of money distributed for the poor and the needy, which he used to serve them all. He knew who is the poor and the needy and the orphan and the people, the widows. So he knew them. So distribute all his wealth to them. And he kept praying for a few days, God, guide me, what should I do? And the angel of the Lord appeared to him as a man, and he told him, come, because the Lord sent me to show you the way what you are going. So the angel of the Lord, as a man, in a shape of man, and he took him to the San Macarius monastery in the wilderness of Shihid. I want to give you an idea about the church condition at that time. The church, it used to be one church till the year 451. And after that, it happened the division of the church. The division of the church is the Council of Chalcedonia. Chalcedonia, the Eastern Church and the Western Church. The Western Church, it used to believe the two natures not united. الكنيسة الخلقدونية كانت بتؤمن بطبيعتين ومشيئتين للسيد المسيح. Two natures, they are separated, not merged together, is not one nature. And Mucaucus, that he was the emperor at that time, he believed was the Chalcedonian belief. So he sent the Pope Mucaucus as a pope, also as a ruler for the whole Egypt. Egypt rejected the faith, and at that time it was Amba Benjamin, the pope of 38 of the Pope Alexandria. Amba Benjamin Mucaucus started to torture and to persecute Amba Benjamin. All the neighbors of the country, they advised Amba Benjamin to escape, and Amba Benjamin hid it. Nobody knows where he is. And the Muqawqis, he took the chance, and he took the proclamation of their belief, and he went to the monasteries and let the father, he would force the father, the monk, to sign about the proclamation of his belief. اللي هو توماس لاون. But all the father, when he spoke to them, all the father, they stood silently, except Amba Samuel. قال له, could you please show me the proclamation? And he saw him, and he said, he told him, and he said, the one who believes in this belief is excommunicated. And anyone sign about this proclamation, that he is excommunicated. And the governor, he was very upset, and they start to slash and scourge Amba Samuel till he lost his right eye, and from the pain he felt unconscious. They thought that he died already, so they threw him outside of the monastery. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him. He told him, Amba Samuel, the Lord chose you to go in Al-Qalamun, Fil Fayyum, and stay there, the monastery, the empty monastery, and take some of your disciples with you and establish the monastery of the Qalamun. Then Samuel, he went to the Qalamun, and he established the monastery of there. But the devil, when the devil saw you grow up in your spiritual life, no, he started to prepare a war against you. So what had happened, the barbarian attacked this area, and they took the monk. I killed some of them twice. One of them, Amba Samuel, he was able to escape away, and the second time they took him as a captive, and the leader of the tribe, he used to pray to worship the sun. And he forced Amba Samuel to worship the sun, and Amba Samuel, he said, I'm not going to worship till my Lord Jesus Christ. So the leader of the tribe, he tied Amba Samuel in a palm tree for 5 days, no food, no drink. And after that, they said, what's the benefit? So he's going to die like this. So he untied him, and he started to put him in a very hard work. And after that, he told him, Samuel, I like you have a very good ethics, have a very good manner, and we like you. So I wanted you to get married from one of the maidservants. And Amba Samuel said, listen, you cut my head, you burn me in a fire, you throw me in a sea, and I am a celibate, and I have the vow to dedicate all my life to God. So no matter what you do, so I'm not gonna change my belief. So he tied him another time in a tree outside of the village, and the devil, he threw an idea to the leader of the tribe, said, what is the benefit if this guy gonna die? No, you bring him, and you tie his leg with one of the maidservants, and let them work together, and after that, he gonna marry from her, and you're gonna have a lot of children. And it was very hard temptation for Amba Samuel, and Amba Samuel cried to the Lord to prevent this temptation from him. After that, this lady, she became sick, and she started to scream and to cry, and جالها مرض الجذام. And she asked Amba Samuel to pray for her. Amba Samuel prayed for her and held her. And also over there, it was a paralytic person. Amba Samuel, he saw him, he prayed for this paralytic person, and he healed him. After he healed the paralytic person, God granted him many miracles. There was a child, he was a mute, and his finger is touched together like that. They cannot separate his fingers from each other. So Amba Samuel, he prayed for him, and the mute person, he started to speak, and he started to move his finger. The third miracle that God granted for him, I forgot to tell you about the maid servant. It was very strong one, much stronger than him. So she is walking, and she pulled him behind her, and she used to rebuke him, and she used to insult him with very bad words. And يعني بتقعد تشتم فيه وتقول له كلام وحش كتير. وأنبا صمويل, he forgave her, and he prayed for her, and he healed her. Also, Amba Samuel, the wife of the leader of the tribe, كان عندها كروح في جسمها كده, والكروح دي كانت عاملة ريحة وحشة جدا. والزعيم القبيلة ده سأل أنبا صمويل إن هو يصلي لمراته. راح صلى لمراته, كل الكروح اللي في جسمها دي خفت. فالرئيس القبيلة طلب من أنبا صمويل, قال له ممكن if you please pray for my wife because she is barren, we don't have any children. And Amba Samuel prayed for his wife, and she conceived, and she have a child. Amba Samuel told him, okay, I'm gonna release you up, and you are not a slave anymore. I built a monastery for you here. If you would like to stay. Amba Samuel, he asked him, I would like to go back to my monastery. So he gave him a lift till his monastery. The monk was rejoices at that time. They call Amba Samuel the confessor, and the confessor, it's a rank from they are going to have the martyrdom, but God doesn't permit that to continue to have the martyrdom crown. So some of them, they cut their arms, their legs, they torture them, like one of Amba Samuel, he lost one of his eye, and so on. والكنيسة بتسميهم دول المعترفين, the confessor, because God, they did not permit that they have the crown of the martyrdom. We would like to learn from Amba Samuel a few virtues. The saint will condemn the world. Amba Samuel, he born because of the prayers. His family and his house, it was a church. Our houses is a church, houses of prayers, houses of purity, houses of blessing. Are our life like this? That it was the house of Amba Samuel. Amba Samuel, he learned all the virtue, not to love God only, but also to act, to help the poor and the needy, and to give his life to serve the other. The second lesson we would like to learn from Amba Samuel, he held fast to his faith. No matter what it is, he held up his faith. If you're gonna cut his head, no, I'm not gonna deny my faith. Even we cut your head, no matter what. They threw you in a den of fire. The king Nebuchadnezzar asked them to worship the idol. Said, listen, Nebuchadnezzar, we will not ever worship your idol, but there is a God, he is able to save us from the fire. And they refuse to change their faith. They give up their life to keep the faith. Saint Athanasius, they told him, the whole world against you, Saint Athanasius. Saint Athanasius said, I am against the whole world. Our father Abraham, it was in a certain time, all the people, they worship the idol, except Father Abraham, he worshiped the Lord. Lot, in Sodom and Gomorrah, said, but Lord, he is torturing his life and his pure soul with the bad deed of the other people. Habibi, ما أحوج كنيستنا اليومين دولت إن ناس يحافظوا على الإيمان. هتقول لي إحنا في كندا ولا في أمريكا ولا في أوروبا، لا، no matter what it is. اوعى تقدم تنازلات للمجتمع في الإيمان بتاعك والعقيدة بتاعتك. اوعى، الكتاب المقدس قال لك do not plant your land for two kind, and do not wear a robe it made it from two colors. What does it mean? اوعى يا حبيبي تمشي ساعة لقلبك وساعة لربك مع الناس ومع ربنا. اوعى تقول لي انا رايح احضر اجتماع في مكان تاني، ولا عايزة في مكان تاني، ولا حتة في مكان تاني ما فيهاش أسرار ولا في تناول ولا في اعتراف. اسف، مرفوض. احنا بتقول لك لا تزرع زرعك زرعين، أرضك زرعين. Elijah in the ancient time said, if God is God, follow God. If God is the Baal, follow Baal. إن كان الله هو الله فاتبعوه، وإن كان الله هو البعل فاتبعوه. لا تعرج بين الفرقتين. Keep the faith which you get from the apostle. Keep the faith which you inherited from the father to father to father till St. Mark, till the Lord Jesus Christ. تمسك بما عندك لئلا أحد ياخد إكليلك. الإيمان المسلم لنا من القديسين. أنبا صموئيل المعترف, he was willing to give his life to confirm his faith. Are we have the same spirit as Anba Samuel, defending our faith, defending our church, defending the sacrament of the church? We hold fast to our belief, our tradition, our religion. At your work, are you proud and you are a Christian Orthodox? Say, I am fasting now. I'm proud. Do you have a self-confidence at yourself? But or whatever you eat like them, whatever you drink like them. لا يا حبيبي، لا تزرع أرضك ذرعين. وبيقول اللي هو to blow up your land with an ox and donkey, because the ox is much stronger and the donkey is much weaker. No, that is not fair. اتمسك بإيمانك الذي استلمته من القديسين. صورة جميلة للإنسان المسيحي الذي يحيا ويعيش الإيمان. الإيمان الذي استلمناه من الكنيسة لا يفرط في إيمانه، يفرط في حياته ولا يفرط في إيمانه. يا ريت نتعلم من الأنبا صموئيل. أنا عارف إن الوقت اتأخر، لكن في دروس كتير نتعلمها من الأنبا صموئيل. كفاية نتعلم الثلاث دروس دولت، إن أنت بيتك هو الكنيسة التي في بيتك، بيتك هو معمل للقديسين. ورث ولادك الإيمان، ورث ولادك حب ربنا، ورث ولادك محبة العطاء. We remember when we was younger child, our father gave us allowance, said this allowance, this is for you and this you put it in a box. انتوا بتعلموا عيالكم هنا بيخشوا الكنيسة لازم يحطوا مثلا donation. بتعلموا عيالكم ان هم ازاي يساعدوا في الكنيسة، حتى نظافة الكنيسة، يساعد في القربان، يساعد في اي حاجة. ورث ولادك الإيمان، ورثهم محبة ربنا، ورثهم ازاي يعيشوا لربنا، ورثهم انهم يحافظوا على الإيمان وسط المجتمع، يكونوا شهود أمناء للمسيح، يكونوا فخورين ان هم متربيين في الكنيسة الأرثوذكسية، ولاد المسيح بيواظبوا على الأسرار. ربنا يحافظ عليكم، وكل عيد أنبا صموئيل وانتم طيبين. احنا اسفين ان اتأخرنا عليكم شوية، ولربنا المجد الدائم ابدين امين.